So this is China's bullet train. The bullet train, the fastest train in the world, which can reach a speed of up to 350 kilometers per hour. So today I'm taking the bullet train and I'm taking you all along with me. And this video is especially for those who want to travel to China or those who are already in China but they have never actually taken the bullet train. And in this video I'm going to be showing you everything that you need to know, from how to buy tickets, the check-in process, boarding and all that stuff. So this video is a tutorial / vlog kind of video, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So before anything else, the first thing that we're going to talk about are tickets. So if you're a foreigner in China, there are two ways that people typically use to get their tickets. The first one is buying them online, going on trip.com, going on Alipay, going on WeChat and buying their tickets there. And the second one is by just walking in the train station and then buying your tickets there. So if you want to use the second method, there are usually direction maps in the train station. You can just follow them to get to where you are supposed to get your tickets. So when you get there, all you need to do is to hand them your passport and tell them where you want to go, and they'll give you a lot of options to choose from. So if your Chinese is not really good, maybe you can use a translating app or just buy your tickets online. I think that is the best option for foreigners. So after getting my ticket, the next thing I did was to check in. And in order to check in, you need to have your passport somewhere where you can access it. I made the mistake of putting my passport in my suitcase, okay? And I had to literally dig through my suitcase to get my passport. So guys, just remember to have your passport somewhere where you can easily access it. So after you get your passport and your ticket checked, the next thing you are going to do is to go through the security check. So it's not that difficult. You just go, you put your bags on the conveyor, and after that you just go through body search. So you just go, there's some guard stations there and they'll tell you to turn around. You turn around and they search you, and after that you can go to the waiting area and wait for your train. So depending on the city that you are in, the waiting areas can be really huge, guys. They can be really huge, like airports, and they can also be really, really crowded. So this city that I'm currently in is Fuxin. It's a really small city. So there are tier systems to Chinese cities, and I think this city is like maybe in the 5th tier. So it's a small city, almost rural. So the waiting area you can find it's a bit small. But when you get to cities like Beijing, Shanghai, the larger cities, you can find that the waiting areas are quite huge and they are quite crowded. And they have like a lot of boarding gates. So navigating the train stations can be a bit tricky in larger cities, but you can just follow the direction maps and you'll be fine. So after getting to the waiting area, you need to find your boarding gate, okay? Especially if you're in larger cities where like the waiting area is so huge, you can just look at your tickets to find the number of your boarding gate. And if for some reason you cannot see the boarding gate on your ticket, you can just look on the displays that are inside the train station. They display the trains that are about to depart and the boarding gates of those trains. And then when you get there, you look, there is a display on the boarding gate. You look on the display and see if your train is there. So if you cannot read Chinese, it's still fine. You can just look for the number. So you see like for the high-speed trains, usually the number starts with a G something something, G something something. So you just look for the number of your train and you see, is it boarding, is it not? If it is boarding, it will be highlighted in green. If it's not yet boarding, it won't be highlighted, and the boarding time would be there alongside the number of the train. And if you get to the boarding gate and you see your train highlighted in red, it means you are already late. They've already closed the boarding gates for that particular train. Because usually the boarding time is around 20 minutes before the departure of your train. And also if you factor in the time for the security check, in order to be safe, you need to get there at least 40 minutes before the departure of your train. I think this lady is late. She was supposed to be in this train that was boarding just now, and she's late. I've been there. I know it's tough, because after you're late, you have to pray that there is still another train with seats, because you have to go back and also get another ticket. It's a lot. So finally it was time to board my train. And also another thing that you have to note when boarding the train is that as a foreigner you need to queue where there is a guard. So there will be different queues, right? But then the difference is that like those queues, like people will just be scanning their IDs, like there's a place to scan your ID, but because our passports cannot scan the same way, we have to go and be assisted by the guard who will be standing on the side. So that is the queue that you need to join. So for me at this point I just follow everyone because I know that all of us are going to the same train, so I just follow the crowds and get to the platform. And also another thing to note when you get to the platform is that you need to find your car, right? So sometimes the train would be there and sometimes it won't be there. So when it's there, it's easy to find your car. But when it's not there, you need to look on the floor of the platform. There are numbers there. So you just look on your ticket, the number corresponding to your ticket. You just find that number and you stand. There are already people who are queuing up. So you just find the number and you join the queue.
这个就是12车还是4车吗？
不是4车往那边。
哦，就是这边。
So after the train arrives and you get in, you have to find your seat and get settled in. So if you have luggage, it depends on the size of the luggage. So if your bag is really large, there is a place in the front of the car where you can go and put your bags. And if it is like a hand luggage type of bag, you can put it either under your seat or in front of your seat because there is so much space, or you can just put it in the overhead compartment. And also another thing, if you need to order food, they have food services on the train. So if you need to order food, there is a QR code on your seat. You can just scan that QR code and order some food and just enjoy the scenery until you get to your destination. So after landing in Beijing, from this point I was just following the crowds. I just followed everyone to the exit. So before you exit, they check your passport. So you just have to keep your passport somewhere where you can reach after arrival. So then depending on where you want to go, whether you want to take the taxi, whether you want to take the bus, whether someone is coming to pick you up, you can just follow the direction maps in the train station, and yeah, that's it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you are not yet subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, or maybe you're a foreigner living in China, or maybe you are outside of China but you want to know more about living as an expat in China, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So that's it for today. See you in the next video. Bye bye.